The title to this video is very messy, but it needs to be said. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Hey, you know, as someone who has identified as being natural for the last 8-9 years or so, there have just been a lot of rules and regulations that have just been mandated over everyone's hair and everyone's life, and I don't agree with them. I think that people have to think for themselves and do what works for them and their hair and their lifestyle. As someone who shares their hair journey and their hair experiences on YouTube, on social media, whatever you want to call it, you get a lot of commentary from people who have opinions and think that you should do XYZ, or that you should or shouldn't use ABC. And I think we've all figured out that I'm going to do what I want to do. So let's go ahead and run down a list of all of the reasons that you guys hate me. So I definitely have a running list, but none of these things are in a particular order. I know a number of you are already thumbing down the video, and that's okay. This is just my opinion, and you have every right to dislike and or disagree, but just be respectful. 'Tis all I ask. So the first rule, or the first commandment of the natural hair community that I just don't agree with, don't care about, is the hair typing system. I don't think that it's humanly possible or even logical for everyone's hair to be categorized into these simple categories. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't feel like my hair looks anything like anything on any of those charts, but to strictly limit our hair to only being type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In my opinion, the hair typing system is just putting a box on something that is limitless. Myself and other influencers definitely put hair typing in our titles and in our tags because it's a marketing ploy. It encourages people to click on something that they feel that they can relate to. But I don't feel like categorizing or putting a name or a label on my hair or my hair type or my curl pattern. I don't feel like it's helpful. I feel like texture, kinky, curly, coily, cottony, density, porosity, I feel like those may be helpful to people, but to say, hey, I'm type 4 and I use these particular products, I don't feel like it's helpful. Just my opinion. The next thing, a lot of natural hair creators definitely discourage this, but I do scratch my scalp. Yes, I do. I scratch my scalp. When someone else does my hair, they scratch my scalp. The same way I exfoliate my face is the same way I feel about exfoliating my scalp. And I don't feel like solely using the pads of my fingers is going to do a sufficient job at cleaning my scalp. I know that there are a lot of people that would argue that that is causing abrasions and doing more harm than good. I can't say that I care. I feel like scratching my scalp has not been a hindrance to my hair or my scalp health. I know that this is probably going to infuriate some of you, and some of you don't agree with it, but it's not like I'm cutting my scalp open with my nails. It feels great and it's been effective, and I'm going to keep doing it. Since we're on the topic of cleansing hair, the next thing that I do that a lot of people within the natural hair community doesn't agree with is I shampoo all of my hair. I'm not only going to shampoo my scalp. Of course, I apply shampoo to my scalp. I want to remove most of the product and sweat and oil from my scalp, but there's product on my actual hair strands that I want to remove in order to effectively cleanse my hair. I am going to continue to run the shampoo down the length of my hair. I know that a lot of people advocate for applying the shampoo to your scalp and then letting the water run the lather down the length of your hair, but that's not my ministry. I feel like that's analogous to showering and only washing the top half of your body because the water is going to let the soap run down the bottom half of your body. I can't do that. I'm going to continue to wash all of my hair. The natural hair community also probably hates this, but I don't shampoo my hair in sections. I'm a fraud. I only shampoo my hair in sections when I'm on camera with you all because I'm not in the shower or I'm not in the sink, and it just makes the process easier to show on camera. I am typically slathering the product all over my hair and scalp without a single clip in sight. So just know that I section my hair on camera for you all, but in real life, I ain't about that section life at all. Another thing that I do that the natural hair community might hate is I color my hair. You all know that God created me to have jet black hair. A lot of people within the community definitely consider color, especially lightening, to be damaging. And of course it can be. We've seen a number of content creators ruin their hair for various reasons, be it a new look or for some coin. That's their cross to bear. I am going to continue to color my hair until I don't feel like it anymore. I don't color my hair jet black because of grays. I color my hair jet black because my natural hair color is just dusty. I like the look of jet black hair. It looks healthier and it looks shinier and I just like it. So I'm going to continue to color my hair. Another thing that I do that the natural hair community is always preaching against is I use heat. Now, some people have theories regarding direct heat and indirect heat. I use all of it, but in moderation. There are a number of people who have not chemically processed their hair that consider themselves to be heat trained. I know that low or no heat works well for a number of people, but I just can't see myself blow drying on cool air or flat ironing my hair on 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, that's just not going to cut it for me. So when I'm blowing out my hair myself, I'm going to continue to use medium heat and high speed. And when I'm getting my hair straightened, I'm going to continue to use high heat and high speed. There's a spectrum in everything, right? What I'm saying is I feel like everything can be done in a healthy way when done in moderation. This may not even be consciously pushed by the natural hair community, but it's something that I notice a lot, especially on social media. That is the slick down of the edges, the baby hairs. If you've been following me for a while, you know that that is just something that I typically do not do. I am all about hashtag free the edge. I could probably count on my fingers the number of times that I've actually taken the time to slick down my edges, be it for a bun, a puff, or just a regular out style. I just don't care enough to do that. This might be controversial. I think it's kind of silly to have smooth edges when you don't have a smooth style. That's just my opinion. If you feel like that makes you look more polished or makes your style feel more complete, definitely do you. I'm just saying I ain't gonna do it. The next thing that the natural hair community pushes is not to use bad ingredients. Your silicones, your parabens, your sulfates, your mineral oils, all of these ingredients that the natural hair community has deemed bad or unhealthy for your hair. I still use silicones. This rule or this commandment has been pushed so heavily within the natural hair community, so much so that I feel like I have to make disclaimers in my videos when I use products that have sulfates or silicones in them. Personally, I just care about how the product works for me. So if the product is intended to clean my hair, I want my hair to feel clean. If the product is intended for moisturizing my hair or detangling my hair, I want it to moisturize or detangle my hair. If you find that a product contains an ingredient that just doesn't work well for you, then of course you shouldn't use that product. Again, just my opinion. What I'm trying to say overall in this video is there can't be rules. Everyone has to do what works best for them. This is not even the last thing on my list, but it's going to be the last thing that I mention today because I already know how controversial this video is. The last thing that the natural hair community hates about me is that I damp style, I damp condition. I can't tell you how many times in the comments that I get advised to add more water, as if that is going to make a product more effective for me. It ain't. Once the water dries up, the product is either going to work or it's not. Of course, we know that water is the base of moisture, the base of hydration, but it's simply not going to be a determining factor of how effective a product is in my hair. When I add more water, it's literally because I'm either trying to stretch a product or it's because I'm trying to encourage slip from the product. Everyone's experience, everyone's journey with their natural hair has been completely different. When it comes to this natural hair journey thing, there simply just isn't a one size fits all. To sum all of this up, I feel like the bottom line of this video is that we all have to do what works best for us as individuals. And if you find that doing XYZ for you works, great. But let's not shit on people that find that doing ABC works for them. You all be sure to drop down in the comments and let me know what natural hair rules you live by and what natural hair rules you just flat out break. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Please be safe and I'll catch you in the next one.